Hey guys, Tbull here. Today got a game in the Atlanta for you. Tier 6 American Light Cruiser, kind of the original pest of World of Warships Legends. Note Norman Scott wearing a cap. You checked the paper the morning of this battle, saw the forecast. You can see how cloudy it is in Greece. Golden showers, 100% chance was the forecast. So he's properly attired. You're going to want to make sure you're properly attired as well anytime you're going against in Atlanta. Otherwise, you're going to get splashed in the eye, you're going to get all sticky, and you're not going to have a fun time at all. Before we get too deep into the game here, we got to point out we got ongoing giveaways. We hit 15,000 subscribers on the channel. Want to say thank you once again, everyone, for the support of the channel. It's blown my mind over the last couple of years how much support I've gotten on this. So appreciate it. A lot of hard work goes into this, but it makes it worth it when you guys are showing me the love that we get from you guys. So appreciate that. In this particular video, we got a couple more big Santa crates to give away. Go into the comments section. First of all, slap the subscribe button. For the giveaways are for subscribers. Go into the comments of this video. Let me know platform, Xbox or PlayStation, and then your gamer tag. Make sure you got it spelled properly. We're gonna get all the prizes, you know, picked, drawn, and then I'll send a list to Wargaming next week of the winners. Then they'll distribute the prizes. So make sure we got the gamer tag spelled properly, just so that process goes smoothly. Jumping into this game here, we're on the map Greece, and we got domination mode. Now, American Light Cruiser, this is going to be a great position for this particular ship. You can see we're pretty centrally located. Number one, we only have one destroyer on our team, and he's going into B. He's being making a nice, strong, aggressive open play here, going for the cap. We're in a great position to support him. If the enemy destroyer happens to come over here, tries to start something with our friendly destroyer, we got the radar, we got the quick reloading guns, we're going to be able to support them. But conceptually, what I always think of as the American Light Cruiser's role is to get into these positions and then prevent the red team from moving into your zone of control. And your zone of control is the white ring on the map. That's your max firing range. New Orleans, I want to point out that little white triangle there on the screen there. Used to talk about this quite a bit when the game was brand new, but we got a lot of brand new players, of course, joining all the time, both joining the actual game and my channel. What that little white triangle is, again, you can see it there right to the right of the center of the screen. That's saying it's saying basically where you're aiming, the shot will be blocked. You can see when the New Orleans is going through that gap and we're aiming at them, goes away. But when the shot was going into like a high part of the island, it was saying it was blocked. The important thing you got to understand about that is that's from the perspective of the center of your ship. So that's not accounting for different gun positions. Like you'll see here, sometimes it'll say it's blocked, but we're still going to get the front 3 guns involved or the back 3 guns or whatever it is. So keep an eye on that. But if you don't know what that means, it's extremely important information. That's what it means. Now, if you're in a quick reloader like the Atlanta, we're getting a shot off every 4 seconds or whatever it is, go ahead and take the shot to see what happens. But if you're in a battleship, you got a 30-second reload. Well, maybe you want to be careful. If the game's telling you that's potentially blocked, do a little bit of analysis. So our destroyer captured B. Looks to me like he's going A. He's getting a little smarmy on the radio here, responding to our suggestions to capture A with a mixture of nay and yay signals. So he's getting a little bit annoying. I'm going to try not harp on my teammates too much with the commentary. If you keep an eye on how I'm responding in the game, though, this is probably, if it wasn't the most all-time frustrating game I've ever played, it was probably for sure top 10. I mean, this is up there with Dimitri throwing at the buzzer and other legendary, horrible throws from our teammates. So rather than just moaning about it, I'm going to try and point out what we need from the destroyers or the teammates. But the destroyers, I talk about this a lot. Those of you that really understand the role might get sick of hearing it, but again, a lot of new players to the game. And poor destroyer play has been rampant for about the last 3-4 months, and it's actually bringing, personally, my level of enjoyment way down. And I'm sure a lot of people who are trying to win the game play it as a strategy game, which is how it's designed to be played. Bad destroyer play on your team is not helping things out, okay? So you need to understand your roles as a destroyer. Domination mode, we need to be capping the bases. You can see the destroyer headed towards A, and then right when he got there, he's like, nah, not going to capture the base. That's his main job. That's the only, if he only captures 2 or 3 bases, doesn't launch a torpedo, doesn't fire a shot, I'd be fine with that. That'd be better than most destroyer play that you're ever going to see. But sailing up to the cap and then turning away from it, not helpful. Other jobs important for destroyers to do: counter the enemy destroyers. You both have very low detection. You kind of need to get in there and help suss them out. We're not going to see the enemy's destroyer until later in this match. Third, maintain line of sight on the red ships and spot them for your team. You can see when he gets in a position with the Colorado, I mean, he's too close. He got spotted by him. He's taking incoming fire from the Colorado inexplicably. But if he keeps him spotted, instead of sailing around with the island obstructing the line of sight, we could have gotten more shots off. We could have burned him down or whatever. But chasing a Colorado that's already on the run, not profitable. Anyway, because he doesn't want to capture the base, me and the other cruiser over here, we move forward. Now, keep in mind, you can get spotted through that little gator mouth or whatever that thing is, that island. So we're moving forward here until we drop spot. Now, once we're not spotted by him, we can fire. If we can damage the Atlanta, great. If we can kill him, great. You know, those are bonuses. But we're here to capture the base. And take a look at the map. Take a look at the score on top there. That's going to give us a 3-1 advantage. And if we can hold on to that for several minutes, it's going to give us hundreds of points in terms of lead. Very hard to overcome that. Now, your teammates will take that as a challenge. They'll say, hold my beer. I can throw this game. And they will throw the game. They'll amaze you. But if you're trying to win the game, you can only do so much. For instance, in this game, we're going to do about 7 times our ship's HP and damage. As far as what I can possibly do in the ship, it's about as hard as I can possibly carry in this game, and we can't do it. So this game is extremely team dependent, and again, we need people to be doing the role. The other main problem I have with this game is the 2 battleships on the west. Number one, they're stacked on top of each other. Battleships' power grows exponentially the more spread out they are from each other, and it diminishes exponentially when they get stacked on top of each other like that. So that's a problem. Normally I would harp on that, but getting on the edge of the map like this. Now I know one of them, the one that survives long, is a Scharnhorst, which is relatively fast. You would never want to take like a tier 6 or lower American battleship to the edge of the map like that, for instance, because once you do whatever you're doing over here, then you're out of the game for the next 5-10 minutes trying to get back into position. But that's going to cost us at the end too. We need those guys to be better positioned. But here, Gneisenau, we need to remove this guy because getting back to the cap situation, we got those 3. But you can see the guy on D, the cruiser that's moving away from D now. He's presumably been doing an outstanding job over there because he was on the enemy team's overload side and he was slowing them down, letting them do what they need to do, or letting us do what we need to do over here to secure the side, maintaining D as long as he could. And now he's kind of saying, okay, I've done what I can do. Now he's coming over here. So judging that guy's game just on what we could see on the map, and there he goes down. He goes the Indianapolis. And the fact that he's in that brittle ship, frankly, and held that side by himself that long, I'm going to give him props. Again, we don't know for sure, but it looked like a good game. The opposite is what we see here. Rushing in Atlanta. Now, he hits him with the torpedo. We'll give him a thumbs up for that. But extremely questionable decision-making is about as polite as I can possibly describe that. Rushing cruisers in destroyer, not a good play. Rushing radar cruisers, which the Atlanta is one in a destroyer, not a good play. Rushing radar cruisers that reload every 4.5 seconds in a destroyer, not a good play. So that's more of an indictment on that Atlanta, who just got sunk, of his mistakes than it is of the Benson's good play. But nevertheless, he captured B. He killed the Atlanta, which is a hard ship for a destroyer to kill. So we got to give him props where they're due. At this point in time in the game, all I need this guy to do is spot for the rest of the game. I'm repositioned here on B. Of course, we've lost the entire East. We knew that was going to happen several minutes ago just by looking at the map. That was to be expected. But I can get here. I can bomb on these guys. We're going to hose them down, make them all sorts of uncomfortable as long as I got the spotting. So you see what we did. We pulled forward. We can shoot right over the edge of this island. We're going to lose this cruiser over here. Not the end of the world. but we need the destroyer to stay out of range of these guys. You do not shoot your guns. If you can put some torps in the water, make it dangerous for him, fine. That's a bonus. But maintain the line of sight so I can shoot these guys. Because if he goes down, now I have to continually expose my ship to spot for myself. And the Atlanta does not hold up to incoming fire at all. So as long as that destroyer is spotting, like the Otago, for instance, he can be behind that island. But as long as we can get some spotting on the guy, I can take care of him. Same thing, we got a destroyer on B. I'm going to try and make a little bit of a risky play here, get into position to use the radar. I want to reset the destroyer or potentially kill him if possible. We haven't seen him all game, at least not personally. He was located on the map in the top right there briefly. But now we pop the radar, we see him on the map, and we see he's blocked. Now the Wichita over there counter radars us. He noticed he was getting radared. Goes ahead, pops it, and he's going to do it. So by the time we can pull the trigger, get in a position and pull the trigger, they've already captured the base. So now we've lost our 3-to-1 cap advantage. They have the 3-to-1 cap advantage. We still have 100 points, and that's reflective of how long we controlled the map and controlled those objectives. But that will go away very quickly. The coup de grace is the destroyer saying to himself, all right, I got to do something here. What's the best play I can make? I got it. I'm going to rush 5 ships, get within 2 kilometers of all of them, and see what happens. Okay, and you don't need me to tell you. Well, maybe you do need me to tell you, but I'm not going to narrate what's going to happen. We're just going to see the results. All right, and then I need these guys to move forward. We just need more aggressive play. We need the battleships spread out. So unfortunately, we're just not getting what we need from the team to win this game. But in terms of what I'm doing, usually, you know, I'm pretty willing to criticize my own games. I'm not watching this, and I've watched this numerous times because this has been challenging for me to record this audio without getting too smarmy. So I've unfortunately had to keep recording this game over and over and over again. I've watched this a lot. I'm not really seeing a lot that I would change on my own play. Usually I'll watch most of my games and be like, all right, that was a pretty big mistake there or whatever. You can improve this or that. I'm not going to take the blame for this loss here, all right? But the reason this game was so frustrating for me to play and frustrating for me to commentate on is because this is so emblematic of you got one guy, or I would even throw that other cruiser that was holding D, that Indianapolis, into the category. You got a couple, 2-3 players on your team usually that know how to win, that are trying to win, and then you got other people on your team that either don't know how to win or don't care. Now, it's very easy for me as a very experienced player. I got almost 10,000 games. It's very easy for me to look at situations and be like, this should be changed. This part of your strategy needs to be changed, whatever. There goes the Wichita. There goes the Benson. Blind fire got him in the smoke. Little John was unavailable for this video, by the way, but we'll try and get him in the studio for next one. But getting back to my point, it's very easy for me to say, okay, to improve this particular player's play, this is what I would change. Okay, I understand that. It's not fair for me to necessarily go after every destroyer. I'm not trying to pick on that particular destroyer player as an individual human being or as a player. That was slightly above average destroyer play than you would typically see. Usually your destroyers aren't going to stay alive that long. They'll have the same ideas. They'll try and torp guys that are sitting in the back doing nothing except for buffing their Deweys. They'll find the least valuable target in terms of winning, and then they'll trade their ship for that. So it's like playing chess against someone who continually trades their queen for one of your pawns. Eventually you're going to get sick of playing the game with them, and you're just not going to play with them anymore. You know, the first couple times you see it, you're going to be like, here's a helpful tip. You keep trading your most important piece for one of my least important pieces. If you want to be more competitive, stop doing that play. Suicide rushing ships is now the norm. It happens every game with destroyers. It's always been a problem, but it was never this rampant until it's been the last 3-4 months. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to fix it. We need help from Wargaming. Clearly, myself and the other community contributors making videos, or the people that are making helpful posts on Reddit trying to get information out there. We can't solve this problem clearly, because this is all I feel like this is all I've been talking about lately, and that we just don't have the reach. So we need in-game tools. If they don't want to do tutorial because it's too resource intensive. Fine, I'll take their word on that. But we need like game loading screen tips on how to play destroyers. We need help, guys, at Wargaming, and I've suggested it, but they don't listen to me. You guys always think that if I tell them something, things are going to change. They don't value my opinion at all over anyone else's. So I need you guys to, like we did with the arm review, go on their Facebook or Instagram and start saying, you know, what's wrong with this game right now is bad destroyer play. We need better education. How can we do that? If they want to post videos that we make that explain how to play destroyers and get more reach that way, that'd be a start. But I would suggest getting tips in the game to fix this because it is becoming a severe problem. Anyway, that's a look at the Atlanta for you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you guys. And see y'all later. Peace.